Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Andy from Andy Films. I'm over here with Mr. Paul Lynn. He's my seafood, my teacher. I've been taking some classes with him, and they are amazing. I just wanted to share this video for everybody that's out there to get a trade. I'm already in the trade of industrial controls in the water plant. But as you know, the only way to better yourself is to look around. When they tell you no, go find that yes. Basically, what I'm trying to say is it's been a journey trying to find actual good classes, good courses in this field because where I live in Naples, Florida, you don't have that. You actually have to do a lot of searching. And if you find stuff online, it's outdated from 1970. But as you know, I have found this amazing website with Mr. Paul. And I have asked him to do a small interview because, as you know, Andy Films, we do all types of biography, all types of videos, and we just like to show the public. We love to show the public that anything is possible. So here we go. Uh, First question that I have for Mr. Paul.
What first inspired you to get into PLC programming? And what keeps you passionate about it today? For someone brand new to PLCs, what's the biggest mental hurdle they need to overcome to start learning confidently? What are the most common mistakes beginners make when learning PLC programming, and how can they avoid them? What advice would you give to someone over 35 who feels it's too late to start learning a technical trade like PLCs?
Hey, Andy, man, thanks a lot for having me. I really appreciate you letting me be on your show. That's totally cool. The fact that you found my courses and put your confidence in me when you were looking to learn this stuff, I tell you what, that means a lot. It's not a trust that I take lightly. So totally. Thank you for that. And again, the opportunity to talk to your folks. Really cool of you, man. And I'm happy to help any way I can. Funny question. What got me into PLC programming? Actually, that's not something that I really ever set out on a mission to learn. What happened is I was working at this company in North Miami Beach, Florida. These guys hired me just because they liked my resume. Seriously, they had like no idea what they wanted me to do. And I was there and I just kind of kept myself busy. We lost our PLC programmer, and because there's not a lot of industry or manufacturing in that part of the world, they were having a hard time finding somebody to replace the PLC programmer. But I guess the vice president of manufacturing or vice president of engineering, I don't remember what his actual title was. Guy called me into his office and he's like, "Can you do this?" And I'm just like, "I've never done it before." But he's like, "I don't care if you've done it before." He asked, "Can you do it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you want me to do it? I'll do it." So from that day forward, I became the PLC programmer. Fast forward a few years, I started teaching PLC programming, and the rest is kind of history. What keeps me passionate about it today? Passionate is a very strong word. I really don't think I'm passionate about actual automation or PLC programming. What I am passionate about is teaching, just because whenever I was learning this stuff, I mean, it was hard as hell. Your choices were pay thousands of dollars to go to like an Allen Bradley school or something like that, where they lock you up for 2 or 3 weeks and try to sell you their products. And you walk out and you're really not a competent PLC programmer. So for me, it was a lot of like searching websites, watching videos, and reverse engineering programs, trying to figure out how to make this stuff work. It was a pain. And what I really kind of got me inspired to teach was I said, man, if I can make this easier for everybody that comes after me, like, why wouldn't I do that? Why aren't I doing that right now? So I did. I started, creating these courses, and lo and behold, I mean, I've taught over 100,000 people how to program PLCs now. So when I'm hearing these stories about like, oh my God, it's like it's changed my life and it's, helped my career. And I was an electrician and now I'm a PLC programmer. And, I was doing this and I was doing that. And now I have better job opportunities and I can provide for my family better and things like that. That's what keeps me passionate about teaching PLC programming. I mean, it sounds like a simple thing and, just like some kind of, it just sounds like a job to a lot of people. But when you're on my end of it and you're hearing these testimonials from different people who it's actually changed the quality of their life, oh my God, that's an amazing feeling. That's what keeps me passionate. When people first start learning PLC programming or really any kind of programming, they go through what's called the valley of despair. Okay, they start off, they're hot, they're ready to go, and they're like, oh man, I'm going to do this, it's going to be awesome, yeah. And then they start going and it starts to become a little bit technical, and then they're like, oh, it's hard. Yeah, there's all these instructions, there's all these things you have to learn, and they kind of start to panic and feel like, man, the people who are doing this, they must have been doing this all their lives. They must have been born knowing how to program. And, then a percentage of the people, like everybody goes through the valley of despair, right? And a percentage of those people just keep on sinking down and lower, and then they fall out and they go flip burgers or they go and do something else with their lives. The other people say, no, you know what? If anybody can do this, I can do this. If anybody has ever succeeded with this, I can succeed with it. I don't care if it gets hard. I'm just going to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And they do. They keep going, and then they come out on the other side smiling and happy and knowing how to program a PLC. So that's really the main thing is you can't let yourself get bogged down in the technical details, especially early at the beginning. The fact of the matter is, if anyone can do it, you can do it. And trust me, people do it every day. So it's just a matter of keep going, keep putting one foot in front of the other. You absolutely will make it. Speaking for my own students in my courses, I have never had one single person come up to me and say, Paul, I tried, I went through your lessons, I couldn't do it, I failed, I gave up, this is too hard for me, I don't have enough background, I don't have enough experience to succeed at this. No. Anybody who's come through and just kept persevering and kept going absolutely did learn how to program PLCs from my courses. The biggest place where I see people, especially autodidactic people like myself that go about learning PLC programming on their own, where I see them going wrong is they learn the instructions, that's great. They get a simulator and say, okay, I'm going to test the logic and see if I can do it and I can make it work. And that's great. And they realize very easily that, yes, when I push the button, the light comes on. When I push the other button, the light goes off. And they say, I'm doing it. But there are certain techniques that go into the logic that if you're not aware of and you're not considering how actual machines work, then you'll get all tripped up. One of the things that I harp on constantly, especially in my first couple of courses, is digital control logic. And that's one of these things like, turning something on and turning something off. Sounds simple, sounds really intuitive. But when that device is going on and off based on different states of the machine and perhaps different signals from input devices, if you don't have latch locking logic that has a clear trigger that enables that device, something that keeps that device latched for the life of its cycle, and then a specific thing that interrupts that latch and causes the device to come off. And if you don't have those three signals working independently of one another and not overlapping in functionality, I know that sounds technical, but if you don't program that way, when you load your program onto a real machine, you will break things and kill people, okay? It's bad. So there's this thing where you have in your mind that, okay, I know what I want to see happen. And when you run it up on the simulator, it does, and you think I'm doing great. But when you load this same program up on an actual machine in a real environment, bad things will happen. So to answer the question, the big place where people go wrong, especially when they're learning on their own, is that they really don't have exposure to these best practices. And they will load up logic that works great on paper, that works great on a simulator, but does not take into account the real world practicalities and nuances of actual machinery. And they will learn a lot of very hard and expensive lessons out in the field. "35" is probably a number that gets stuck in some people's heads. It's just a number in my mind. I'm 48 years old, and I'm literally learning new and technical stuff all the time. That being said, I learned PLC programming in my 30s. And it's really just a paradigm that belongs to the person. If you yourself think that you're too old to learn how to program PLCs, I assure you, you are right. Likewise, if you say age is just a number and I'm still sharp enough and smart enough to learn something, then you are also right. And you will be able to learn this. You might just not have access to the right materials up to this point, but that's a matter of finding learning resources that you can connect with that will get you from point A to point B. But the long story short is, whether you think you can or you think you can't, whether that's because of age, sex, experience, or anything else, you're right. If you're betting against yourself, you will fail. If you're confident in yourself and you give yourself the opportunities to succeed, you will do so. Hey man, thanks for having me on your show. This has been fun. Let's do this every day. All right? Take care, everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. And thanks for giving me a chance to hopefully fill in some blanks about learning how to program PLCs. Cheers. Take care.
Films made it.